Good morning. Here we are again. Cool. Yeah, so like I said on Mastodon, if you checked out my advertising there, I had this idea for a new, to me, way to integrate a text structure into the landscape. And it's not really that new. It's mostly going to be using random flow and a couple of other ideas, but I hadn't tried doing this before, and I think it could be neat. So let's give it a shot. Um, 2 meters S5. So that's a 10-meter square. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to build a ground terrain. And I'm jumping right in just because I'm kind of excited about it. Um, and I'm just going to kind of create a landscape. And let's go up on that one. Gonna have a cliff. I like cliffs. Something like that. Cool. And then we'll select that. And again, kind of keep it pretty straight. There we go. And we'll grab this side. I guess there's no real need to. There's no particular place it has to be the center, but why not? And now let's move some stuff around, turn on proportional, get bigger, adjust this whole thing so it's less uniform because we're going to make it better with quad remesh anyway. Better being more uniform. I just want to change our terrain around. Something like that. Yeah, something like that could be cool. Yeah. Introduce a little bit of variance, but I kind of want a couple to stay pretty flat. All right, control. And now let's save. 230824-1. Let's call it live stream integrated base. If this goes well, it'll be really fast, and I'll be like, what do I do for the rest of this time? But I'm sure we can come up with something. All right, so instant land. I've done this many times before. Let's come out. Let's quad remesh it to like 100. That's bizarre. Let's maybe like at 200. That might be too big, but let's just see. 200 looks okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's a weird, something overdoing that anyway. Let's just see if we're, it's a strange, I don't really want it to do that. So let's just adjust it. Make that less extreme. There we go. Quad remesh it. Okay, there we go. Got a decent, so now that brings us to, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it's pretty even. Looking pretty good. And I'm going to select those faces. Let's grab these two. Like that. SZ. Flatten it down a little bit. That's cool. And then I'm going to make that a detail section so it doesn't get assigned the terrain. Good morning, Micah. Good morning, or a good afternoon or evening to you too. I'm not exactly sure what time it is where you are, but I know it's much later than it is where I am. Yeah, we're just starting with the terrain here. We're going to try something first, and then we're going to probably see. So let's import the. Oh, it's already there. Cool. It's the last thing I did. And add a modifier, geometry. I don't normally start with the terrain, but I think in this case it's going to make sense. I'm liking it pretty good so far. Let's turn these back on. So we have that center area that's pretty smooth. Cool. And how do I feel about this cliff? It's a little jagged. I think I'm going to, just for my personal taste, I think the cliffs get a little too rough. Let's see, 0.52. That's better. And scale 0.1. Yeah, that's okay. We can always smooth it down a little bit later too, but I think that'll work. Yes, 430. That we don't really know what to call it anymore. Okay, save again. So I'm liking how this terrain is going to look, and I think it will do nicely for us. So now I'm going to turn off the geometry nodes, and I'm going to select a few more faces, maybe even randomly. Let's just do that. Select random. That's maybe a bit too much. Let's bring it back to like that. Try to exceed. Sure, we'll use that. Now I wonder, what I was thinking is, what if we use random flow and random loop extrudes on this? If we cranked it way up to like 5, it's going to give us structural elements that come directly out of our landscape, kind of for free. And can we bevel these? I've never tried because I've never really tried to make it big. Inset max minimum of 0.25, something like that. Okay. Inset. Yes, we can inset that by like, get us that shape we've been using. Yes. Yes, yes we can. And then, oh, that's weird. Over there, I can't even see it. F9. Wish you could pin these up. That would be great. But, doesn't seem like you can. 2, 3. And this time we will leave it to individual. I'm going to make that 3 and that also 3 or even 4. Okay. And cuts like that. And it's starting to look like a structure. I mean, pretty nicely, actually. Let's do the same thing on this with an inset of 0.5 and an inset of 0.25. Well, my hope is now that if I like this structure, and I think, yeah, sure, we'll just keep this as our structure. I might delete some of them or move them, whatever, but that's easy. If we turn back on geometry nodes, it's already got a landscape and it's already integrated. So here where I kept the smooth, we've got like a driveway area, but these other parts, we might need to adjust them a little bit in cases where it doesn't fit anymore. But if we just take the whole land and GZ and bring it up just a bit, I think that's going to help. I guess some of them don't work, but this really works. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but that's easy then. Just select it, X and delete the vertices, and then select and delete the vertices for that one, and select delete the vertices for that one. All three of them. I might even merge them together. It might make my life easier. But something like this. You get a little bit of warpage as they turn around the corners, but I think we can play with that too. Okay, so let's do that. Let's combine these together, join them. Control J. Why are you not joining? Oh, I'm in edit mode. That's why. Control J. Join. Let's bring a human in for scale. Oh, I mean, that's pretty close to what I was scale-wise. It's a little low on some of these, but I'm thinking this is more like a base that's kind of partially built underground. And I think, again, I still have too many of these things up there on the corner. I wasn't sure about that. But let's just do this again a little bit, because now we can do this. Select all these vertices, Alt-Z. There we go. Select all those X vertices. And I really like these. Not a huge fan of these. Actually, that might be okay. I kind of like that a little better. And now we can do something even more fun to me, because we still haven't applied this. Let's turn this off. Go back in here. Now let's select our detail and invert it. And now tubes. We're going to make it what we want, 25. But we want them to be quite thick. Curve depth of 1. So like 2 meters there. And a maximum offset of 2, 3. So they come up. And I don't super like that configuration yet, but we can keep just playing with it. Seed. Something like that. That I kind of like. I think that is pretty cool. Tubes, what a surprise. I know, right? But the thing is, like, getting tubes to fit into a landscape can be a real pain in the ass otherwise. But now, boom, there we are. And now we have all these tubes that follow our landscape reasonably correctly, like pre the displacement. But that's pretty good for what we're looking for. I think that's kind of cool. And now we can select them and give them flanges and couplings, custom, and I'm going to go to caps only to start with. Import caps and radius of 3, maybe too much, 2. That's kind of neat looking. Maybe a little smaller. Radius of 1.5. All right. I like that. Then we can again come back and do another flange, and this time pick heavy for the body only. And it's also 1.5, right? By default. Yep. And we could select 2. And I feel like that's pretty cool. Save it. And we have the initial basis of a kind of complex and looking industrial system, which is what we wanted. And I really like having the driveway here. Like this flat area really kind of helps sell it. And I like this as a walkway. That's cool. Because now we can come back in and just start editing this stuff to inset, turn off, bring it up. It's a structure. And inset, bring it up. There's a structure. And SZ0, flatten the roof out on the top. Let's do that to this too. Although I think it's good already, but okay. And then here, just GC, bring it up. And just gonna grab the bottom of this one. Bring it down too. Oh, I grabbed something else too. What did I grab? I don't want to grab whatever that is. Just that. Fine. Should be fine. Yep. Okay. Cool. Save again. Now, I'm definitely digging how this is going. Actually, I do want to edit that. I don't think I want to do it that way. I'm going to undo. There we go. Just solo this thing. What is it grabbing that I don't want it to grab? Those. E. Fine. Do it that way. All right. So now, though, we can select couple faces, Shift G, area, 0.5, 0.75. Just want to grab some faces, but maybe I have to better do it this way. Okay. I didn't want to grab the super small faces on some of the other ones. Look around the side there. Select just some faces, and we can come back and get more. Not a problem. Okay, got all that. Grab this one too. Sure. It's good to start with. Tab, Shift Q, plate insets. Subdiv 1 and depth of say 0.5. Oh man, yes, that's looking cool. Okay, I don't like when it does these little like smooth single things here. We can fix that with just a slight margin. That. That's all we need to do for that, and that's cool. Save again. Oh, yes. Now, let's come back again and grab a few more faces off of a couple of other things. I'm just going to inset again, E up, select that, Shift Q, Plate insets. More. Cool. Very cool. This is bothering me. SC0, flatten it down. GZ, bring it up. There we go. Nothing wrong with having the base of a building be off kilter if the top is flat. Actually, it's kind of cool looking. So let's do it again here too. SC0, GZ. I like that a lot. Some of them I don't mind being angular. Like some of the lower things like this, that's fine that it's off to the side. But some of these ones here, I like this. And then C, grab those, and plus, tab, shift Q, and plate and set again. Try a couple different ones, and even add a subdiv again. That will add more to everybody, but that's fine. That's cool. I mean, yeah. I like this way. This is neat. It worked. Yay! I don't think that I would ever have laid out a structure like this so easily that fit into the terrain as we have right now. And that is the advantage to doing something procedurally sometimes. Let's come here and edit this one. This one looks kind of a little bit off. Shift-G, coplanar. No, just solo it. Oh, I see, it goes down. No. I don't know, maybe it's not so bad. Let's see. Maybe that's okay that we get a little bit of, I don't know what we'll do. I don't hate it, but I don't think we're going to keep it this way. But we'll just grab, just get enough of it that I don't accidentally hit the edges when I use that tool. There we go. Tab, Shift Q, tubes. Let's make them smaller now though. Depth of like 0.25 and a max offset of 1. And limit the body, maybe even 0.2 and a max offset of 0.5. Okay, there we go. Save it. Tubes look good there. And we're going to, obviously, now we can kit bash and bling and detail any individual faces that we want to our little heart's content. And that's what we're going to do. Like here, I'm going to grab this object by itself. And this face here is not working for us, right? Because we're not going far enough. Oof, that's a weird cut in. 2, let's just select that edge loop. Yep. And E, just bring it further in so it cuts through the ground and nothing's sticking out. Like there are a few times where the displacement messes with us a little bit. But on the whole, everything's working really nicely. And our ground is still procedural, so we could do it again, or we could do other things on it. Is there any other thing we'd like to add terrain-wise to this sucker? No, I don't think so right now. Maybe I'll go ahead and apply it. So I can start. Here we go. Gone now. Save. This is our ground. And F4 append. Rather than, I do have my terrain material set, but I'm going to grab the one I used yesterday for the tread transport because I adjusted it to be more rock and less snow, and I like that, so we'll just keep that. Volcanic rock. The one that I have saved in the asset library is more snow, and this one is more rock. And I think I want the more rock. So tab A U cube projection. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's pretty good. Got a little bit of snow drift, but not a lot. We might even make it a bit more. But the majority of this is just sort of unappealing cold rock, which I like. Let's add some concrete. Everyone's favorite building material. Shaders, me, grunge concrete. Tab A U cube projection. It's probably a little, yeah, the scale's a little too high. And if we make it smaller, it might not actually work too well. So we might need to change this one. But I wanted, let's see. I like having some of the other stuff on. Actually, this one doesn't, does it? This one's doing all kinds of, this is just using the grunge system, right? All right, let's change this then. Piss off. We'll use a different concrete. First thing we're gonna do is on our pipes, we'll add the metal sheeting. Tab, oh, and I'll have to convert them. I'm not sure I'm ready to do that yet, but I got what I needed from that, which is, I want this. And this. Okay, now we can come to here, give it a different material. Here we go. Let's go with just the dirty concrete from that. Yeah, that's better for sure. Procedural. Shading. And paste. Get that out of the way. Now, this comes to here. And we get that to there, and that to there. And all this. I think those are the ones we want. Yep, all those up to here. Oh. Great. And this is the one that's going to the actual socket. Yes, it is. So I'll move it to go to here instead. And then this will go to there. I just want to add in that, what you tend to call the burn effect into this thing, but we need to adjust our, yeah, I want this darker. Now let's see, what's the dirty concrete by itself was that, this mix overlay. Probably not. This is gonna be too. I might not even care. I might just stay straight to the original. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just say straight to the original. We don't need to mess with it. Well, let's see. I'm gonna. Hmm, which way we want to go? Mix. We'll go back to that. That's 100% the new one. Yeah, okay. That works pretty well, actually. There we go. And all right, we've got our bevel. It goes into a bump. Let's just Shift A, search a new bump, bring that to here, and take that into the height. That's too much, but I like that. Strength of 0.25, distance of 0.25, just to give us a bit of grunge from that, maybe a bit more. Yeah, okay. That's cool. There we go. It's a very, very grungy concrete. I like it. Okay. And then doing great. I think we're going to accept these pipes for what they are. We're not going to add any more flanges to them or anything, so we can convert to mesh. Tab A, U, cube projection. It doesn't super matter. Something like that. I wonder if we would like it better. Is that, oh, that's kind of neat. Maybe we'll go with the orange. I do kind of like that. Then these are, oh, those pipes too. Let's go to them. Let's do them next. Q, convert to mesh. And also go with the orange. I don't know. No. Sure. AU cube projection. I don't remember if I did it or not. Cool. Flanges. These are our caps. New. I'm going to go with the distressed hull. I tend to like that one. This one, new, also distressed hull. Oh, I like those walkways. Oh, this is just cool. It is always awesome when it works. Let's move this off to a new area because it's getting in my way. And close the area. And save again. Where was our guy? There's our guy. So that's the right scale for our guy. I'm going to make some windows. And that looks like a clear window if ever I saw such a thing. 3. Shift G, coplanar. No, fine. Be that way. Window. Window. That's a good start. Okay, plus assign. And let's inset it slightly. Actually, so before we do that, let's assign it back. Inset it slightly. And now assign. And we'll use lights and windows non-alpha. There. And we know we're going to need to UV it again. Let's see what it looks like. Is it U cube projection? A scale. I just like these green ones. So let's bring it in. CC8. Okay, yeah, that works. Just about the perfect scale too. Be a little big, but not bad. Okay. I don't know, we need to add a lot more. I kind of want to keep it pretty dark, but I just wanted at least that for our main building. Because I'm kind of thinking of like where I would put our shots, and something like this is going to be, I think, probably one of our shots. Why don't we lay it out now, so we can keep coming back to it. Camera, that, lens, that, resolution, that. Something about like that there, I think, is going to be one of our shots. And that'll help us figure out where we need to add detail to. So I know we want some antenna and some Kit Bashy type stuff. So let's do that next, at least for a second, till we get shinied off into something else. Let's do this one, just because I haven't used it a bunch. Down, and down a bit more. Cool. Yep, that works. That's a good looking antenna there. I like that. Then I think these areas here are a great opportunity for some detail on the roof, some panels and such. Let's see. Grab that one there. And scale it. GZ. Bring it in. And scale it. It doesn't exactly match, but that's fine. I'm not sure we'll really look at it too often from the top, but I just would like to have some up there that we can do something with. And I think that's cool. Now let's do the same on this one here. RZ90. RZ90. Do it. Okay, scale. Take it to like that. About that height. I think it's too high up. Yes. There we go. Cool. Just to give us some random bullshit, which I like. We can do the same thing here. Select those faces there. Any other ones? I think that's good. Shift Q, tubes, depth of 0.1. Where am I? Blind, tubes, offset 0.1. There we go. Cuts. Take a few more. That. And maybe increase the offset a little bit. Goes up above that. Yeah, that's cool. Just give us a few more tubes. Tie things together better. I want to change these to, yeah, let's go Sci-Fi Classic Standard. Something to go off the side too. That's neat. I like that. Looks cool. Save again. Let's do the same thing here in this little group here. Shift G, coplanar. 0.1. Just that. Okay. Tab, Shift Q, tubes. Like that. That's a weird seed. Give me more. Let's unlimit the body. Cuts. Should be getting more than that. Why am I not getting more than that? Is that the only thing I have selected? Yeah. Weird. All right, well, we'll just use that. That's a good starting point anyway. And we'll just apply our own. There we go, fine. That works. Just gives a bit of something, something. I try to do at least one close-up in every one of the 4 that I do. I'm sure there will be one. The problem is, like, I didn't make this, so there's no point in close-up on it. Like, this isn't mine. It's somebody else's cool thing that they did. So, like, I don't really need to focus on it. It's fine to use it as a piece of coloring in a larger shot, but if I do this, it's saying like, hey, take a look at this thing that I didn't make. And that's why I don't tend to focus on kit bash pieces. Like, they're there for coloring. They're not there for cool shots by themselves. And in fact, people who use them that way, I find do themselves a disservice often, at least in terms of like trying to find a job and such like that, just because. Oh, got it. Pipes, yeah, I think I probably will do some like, again, I'm gonna try to do some close-ups. I'd like to show the environment, so like it's just kind of a matter of given. Yeah, it's a cool material. I do like it. I definitely want to show that because it's just a cool material. I agree with you there. Select that. Let's select that. Okay, select those 2. We can do one more. Okay. Yep. And actually, we can do one more here too, because we got that wall in the way. Shift Q, tubes. Let's see if this works better. Yes, that's better. Okay, cuts. No, just let it cut this time. I'll just play the different. Longest. Sure. 50. Increase the number. Yeah. That is cool. And I wonder. I think I'm just going to come right here. Shift A, mesh, cylinder. Yes. No, we like it bigger. Just to put something like that think that's cool. Scale it up a bit so those pipes actually go into it. It does cut into here a little bit, but let's see. Maybe I don't care. Or maybe I can move it over. I can move it over. That's fine. Cool. And now I can take this face and inset it and inset it. Control L, select all that. Shift Q, loop extrude. 1, 2, 3. Whew, that's too much. 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and all that is, I have to change all these. Actually, I'm just gonna, let's just do restore default. There we go. I had it all set for the other one. That's just a little too much. But I do need it a little thicker, 0.25. And this one I am going to turn off loop from source. And I'm going to make this 75. And cut everything once. Oh yeah. Except I don't like that it goes out past that, damn it. But let's see. Move it over some more. Like that. Cool. Yep. Now we're just going to come through here. And we can now do this. Alt E, long normals. Bring that out to there just to connect that pipe better. That one's already connected. This over here. Hey, Bunga. That's looking cool. All right, let's come back in and just join these together. And tab, and again, grab, inset, E, bring that up, just to give us something to play with here. I think that's cool. And, okay, so we just added a little bit of our own thing. Let's see what it looks like. We need to give it a material. Let's try the classic first. And join that to that too. U cube projection. Well, the beginning was kind of the point to this one. Now we're just playing, which is fun. Like now I get to play. But the beginning worked. that was like, oh yay, it did it. Scale this whole thing and like that. I don't know where I want you. That's fine, I guess. I don't actually like this material. Let's just go to hull. Yep, we'll make it this kind of a metal, simple metal. And then here, let's drop it back into. Yeah, I don't go slow. I apologize for that. I think following anything I do could be a little bit weird. But yeah, just because if I go slow, then I kind of lose my train of thought, and I don't feel like it works as well. I want to grab that. I'm gonna grab that material from yesterday too, just because I'm still there. I think. Let's see, append, and I think I called it light. Light. Yeah, I believe this is the one. Light. Yes, that's the one. U, cube projection, SY. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. It's like I don't want you to reproduce what I make because honestly, it's mine. um, I want you to sort of get the idea from what I'm doing and then apply it to your own projects and do your own thing with it. There's no point in making what I made, because that's not why we're here. Um, so it's like press this button and this button and that button, and then you too can have this exact building. You don't want this exact building. This is my building. Go make your own building. But look at the techniques so that you can, and that's fine. That I'm all for. Yeah, no, I totally. When I first started out, I was trying to watch tutorials to figure out how to do stuff. This was actually when I was trying to learn to paint, and I was watching like Dylan Cole and stuff, and it was cool. But like, they'd start along like, got this, got this, got this, and then suddenly 20 minutes in, you'd be like, what the hell is going on? And um, oh, I had some over here that I must not have known I had selected. Interesting. Um, they were the same. Well, that's why. Okay. Well, that's why. When I was trying to figure why this one didn't put very many on, it's because it was actually putting most of them over here. Great. Um, I like this thing though. This thing's pretty cool. I think we're going to reuse it because yeah, Shift D. Just bring it. Well, if I can answer any questions for you about Blender, I am more than happy to do so. I just I don't like explaining every little thing that I'm doing as I'm doing it, you know? And people are like, well, turn on the screen keys. I'm like, yeah, but I use so many plugins that it's not going to help you because it's like, this is my version of Blender is very customized in a sense to me and what I find useful. Which way do I want to face? I think I do want to face more that way. Let's just make a couple of them though. Put them like that. I would hope you'd want it different. Like, I think we all should try to be making stuff to our own taste all the time, if possible. And I want to just see what will happen now. Since I have made this snow have a lot less um, coverage, if we grab the snow, um, from our rock that we made earlier, we took all, like my whole add snow thing, and a couple, like last week, I just made it into a node so I could take it and apply it to other materials. It's just a mixed shader, but if you put all but the one shader in there, then you can add it in line like that. Now we got some snow on our concrete too. I think that helps unify it a lot. Oh, I'm super happy you like it again. Like, it makes me happy that this is working for people because I just have fun doing it. There we go. I'll apply that to that. I'm just applying my snow now to some of these terrain, and it's less obvious than the last time because there's a lot less snow there. But it's important to keep your, like, if you add something like snow in some place, even if it's just a little bit here and there, I think it's good to have it. I wish it wasn't quite that steep. Let's see. Um, can I? Let's see. Does that change anything? Not really. All right. Well, whatever. I don't. We won't. But I think it's important to see it in other places. That's what I was going for. Otherwise, you have like the ground has snow, but the buildings are all super pristine. You're like, what the fuck? And I see this a lot with 3D, particularly a lot with people who use other people's models where they don't. The most important thing you can unify in your scene, I truly believe, is your materials. Make your materials right. And oh, I completely understand that, Micah. Anyway, but yeah, make materials right. You can get away with almost anything. And then lighting, materials and lighting, and you will be good to go. Whereas I have cool models. Yeah, no one gives a shit. Like the amount you can get away with crap models is kind of mind-boggling. No one cares. It doesn't matter. Your models do not need to be good for this kind of stuff. I mean, for in-game use where you're doing, um, you're making things for people to walk around in, yeah, that can matter. But for this kind of thing, you can get away with the most crap on a model. It's almost funny how abstract you can be, just like painting. You know, um, painting is often very abstract and it works really well. I'm gonna grab a door, put it here. Um, Scale it down just a bit to like that. Rotate it. Are we okay here? Go to local and okay. Yeah, tighter painting doesn't always mean better painting. And same with 3D modeling. Like just because you can put every rivet into something doesn't make it better if you do that. Let's see if this one goes to hull. That is just so grungy. I love it. There's my other gray metal. I think it's this one. Yes, it is. Oh, that's so grody. Beautiful. um, just gonna grab this blue light there and blue and add material and yellow and add material. Okay, so we have a doorway into our structure now, which is one of those neurotic things for me that I like to have. Oh, painting is way more like math than 3D to me. Painting is so mathematically logical. Um, I can get away with so much more in 3D um, than painting. So there's a pretty famous painter, landscape painter. He died maybe 2 years ago. Schmidt, Richard Schmidt. Yeah. Um, he wrote Schmid. He wrote a book called Alla Prima, and one of his things that he said is when you're painting from life, your entire painting is determined by the first stroke because every stroke after the first one is just in relation to the first one, warmer or cooler, lighter or darker, and then you build from there. So that in a weird kind of mechanical sort of way, literally the very first stroke is all you need to do to a painting to know how it's going to be from a mathematical perspective. And I find that very, very true. I'm liking this. I'm just thinking what else I want to put over here. Um, Now I have an idea and I want to take it from here to, this is that one, right? Yes, it is. Okay. And Q, convert to, or curve extract. See if this will work for us. That's okay. Let's do just for the the space. Um, Always I go the wrong direction. I always pull my curves to the right instead of to the left, and it always goes negative. It's just like, come on. Cool. Fill caps. Right. And then Shift Q. Flanges. These are just neat looking, so let's make them radius 0.5. It's just to add interest. There's nothing. They're not actually meant to be. Um, I don't know. Yeah, okay. One vertical's not bad. That's cool. I don't do a lot of AI. I have used it. I use it every once in a while, but I mostly use it just to like make weird signs and shit for background. Like, oh, I want a movie poster for this guy's bedroom. Okay, I'll use AI and generate some garbage that no one's going to look at. But I know it's popular. I think it's going to destroy the ability for anyone to get a job. And I think in the 5 years before that, it will allow people from places where work is cheaper to get a lot of work. So I think possibly in some places, AI will be a godsend for about 5 years until the entire industry collapses. But, you know, that's nothing I can do about it. Um, but people are like, it's helped me get a job. Oh, I'm sure it has, actually. That doesn't shock me one tiny little bit because people want to pay less. So if you can do it for cheaper in the short term, that will help you. In the long term, no one will work. But, you know, most of us aren't really thinking about the long term. Okay, tab A, U, cube projection. And let's come back around and give it a material of, see that one? Sure, that one works for here. And this one we'll go with hull again. Um, yeah, and I don't, that's why I can't blame people for using it. Like, shit, if you're poor and it could get you some money, fuck, like, I get it. I mean, I've, I've been there. I'm, if I don't get a job soon, I'll be on my way back to there, but, um, it's not fair to tell someone who is trying to pay their bills that they shouldn't do it a certain way just because of whatever. But it's hard. I don't know. Just want that one up a bit higher. Okay. Maybe I'll put an antenna on that. Um, I have more fun with Blender. That's what I could say. Like if I'm doing something for me for fun, I might as well use a tool that I like. Okay. There we go. Saving. Cool. Where are we at? 104. No, it does not. It does not have to be that way. And yet somehow people keep trying to make it that way. And I don't even know why they want to. Let's play up here a bit. 7. I don't claim to understand. Well, actually, I do kind of understand. The entire basis behind that way of thinking is that there is not enough to go around. And anytime there is not enough to go around, the most moral thing you can do is to get as much as you can for you and yours. Because you have to protect your family, you have to protect the people you care about. I don't want planing, I want tubes. And I mean, it makes sense. I happen to believe that there is enough to go around, that there is no reason for us to fight over scraps. But um, how did I study Blender? I mean, I just started playing with it. I was actually, like I said, I was a 2D illustrator. I was a painter. And then I started using Blender, weirdly enough, just to do water simulations that I would then bring into a painting. And then I just played with it. It took about, I don't know, it's hard to say how long something took you to learn because, like, I'm still learning. I get better every day. Like, I still do stuff with this tool, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's so cool. One of the reasons I do these is to force myself to learn stuff. Um, So I don't know. um, Play, make things you want to do, make things you don't know how to do. Try stories that require you to do things you're not comfortable with. All that's what I do all the time. Um, and then just try to break stuff. That's the other thing for me is I get my best results. Um, let's go with orange on this one. When I try to break stuff, when I try to make it do things it wasn't meant to do. Like no one meant for random flow to make buildings on top of terrain, but it works. It works well. Do it here too. Yeah, water simulator. I know, right? It's such a pain in the ass. God, but the only thing I can say is it's better than not having something to do it in. I was actually doing a little 3D before then. I was using VR and I was doing a lot of sculpting in medium. So I was making all these buildings and spaceships and I wanted to have like waves and stuff around them for a few things. And yeah, whoo boy, so glitchy. And this is not even, it's so much better now. This was Blender 278 and it was just such an epic pain in the ass. Um, I laugh now just thinking about it. Um, cool. Again, orange. Sure. And back to here and shift Q, loop extrude, 1, 2, 3. I feel like since all these pipes go to nowhere, covering them up with just ironically other bullshit things makes it feel more intentional than just like, what is it? I don't know. It's just some random bullshit pipes. I'll select E I E, and I'm just gonna take this here to Control R, add an edge loop, select those individual faces. Yeah, you just start making stuff, and after a while, you figure out what stuff you make that you like. Where did that go? Circle radius 0.01. Oh, no, that's not working. There's nothing. Q circle. Why are you being weird? I don't know. I don't care that much, so I'm not going to bother with it. So there. You just got to kind of. The other thing for me is I would rather make 10 things that 2 weeks later I hate than one thing that 2 weeks later I like. Um, because the end of the day, you'll learn a shit ton more making 10 bad things than one good thing. Just like literally so much more. Extend that down, inside it, up, and assign, add material. I'll come back in. I'm just going to take these. This is me fixing something that is, there you go. That's the easiest way to make it better. I'm going to make that. Red. Why didn't it go red? Assign. Ah, it's red. Just a little bit of a light thing there. Why? We don't know. Why not? Save. I mean, I'm just kind of playing now. Like we could bling this forever if we wanted to. There's nothing, and there's no reason not to. Um, but you know, I don't know. Like maybe I just maybe my standards are low. I don't think of it as bad so much of it as like smaller or partial. So like, oh, that was cool. And I also, it's one of the things I really love these streams. I like giving myself time limits. Like I'm gonna make something in 2 hours. Great. And then when it's 2 hours are done, I'm done. And ooh yeah, interesting. And it just means like it's not bad. It's just something you do in 2 hours. And poke the face. Something about that I just find funny. Every time I say poke faces, it just makes me laugh because I'm 12 at heart. I don't know if anyone will ever see this thing, but I say we don't know exactly what your camera angles are. It's like, am I wasting my time? Yeah, maybe. But, you know, sure. It'll give us a little spot, and then we'll come up to it. And E normals. And let's bevel it. Select more. And add it there. No. Plus assign. Add it there. Oh God, cars are so hard. That's the other thing. It's just knowing where to start. Cars are so hard. Anything like that. I mean, so I tried making cars back in when I first started, and they're so god awful. Now if I try making them, I usually just use another car as a starting point, and then just rip it around and make it. There's nothing wrong with doing that either. But yeah, cars are brutal. Oh, I like that. It's a cool antenna. Where are we at? That's where we are. At 113. Cool. I want to put something in the background back there. I think we need something. Maybe well, first off, let's check our camera clip endings, make it bigger. That does help. It goes further, but I still want something back there. Like a mountain or just something to add. It's going to be mostly hidden by fog once we add the fog, but a bit will help us. And I use those two all the time, which doesn't make it bad to use them again. But let's bring this one in, see what it's like. Yeah, cars are brutal. It's just true. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Um, we're going to change its material to our volcanic rock. Oh, yeah. Now that's neat. That really helps us out. Yay! What do we want to add? I think we want. Yeah. I'm talking to myself, but I can do that. As I hear, I always forget where it is. Yeah, we'll do this one. Yeah, it really turned out well this time, Rama. I'm really, really pleased. My experiment was, I would say, a success, and that makes me very happy. It's just cool. Got a little light thing there. I'm just gonna bring it in so you can see it. It seems very big too. Let's scale it down some. There we go. And then let's shade. And again, add snow. Is there emission? There's emission. Emission strength 5. I don't know that we're going to matter, but let's see. I don't even remember what I said this time for now. Oh, come together well? Thank you. Like I said, I had no idea. It was like, I'm going to try this. And I literally went to bed last night thinking about it. I'm like, I bet you that would be cool. I could kind of visualize how that would work, but I wasn't like, this is going to be awesome. And yeah, kind of worked. So let's bring something else. We can't see the door, but we're going to run multiple things. But let's bring this in. 7. There we go. Like I thought it'd be cool, but I don't always know. There we go. And let's again give it the snow. You're like, oh yeah, add snow, add snow, add snow to everything. Describing my years on Snowpiercer. What are you doing? I'm adding snow to something. Cool, just a little bit, but does help. I like it. And let's slide it a little bit that way. Okay. Yes. Yes. All right. Yeah, I didn't do snow scenes for like 2 years after that. I'm like, I'm just so sick of snow. But I almost didn't do this one because of that. Like, you'll if you remember, I'm like, this world is cold but not snowy. And then I'm like, all right, fine, we'll do snow. But just because it kind of looks cooler, it's a better way, which is why I kept having to add it on Snowpiercer. It's a better way to show something is cold as to have a bit of snow. Let's add some characters. Um, It wasn't even that. I was just kind of like, I wanted to try something different. I was like, again, want to learn something, do things. And then I was like, oh, I got this better way of doing it. And as soon as I had a better way of doing it than I did before, then that's different. That is me in a nutshell, though. Like, oh, okay, so we're up pretty high, actually. I'm gonna bring my camera down. I didn't realize it was up that high. That's actually better anyway. Maybe obvious, simple trick, but something I do a lot, and I haven't really mentioned it. If your shot is about your environment, turn your character so their back is to you. Because as soon as you put somebody's eyes looking at you, the shot becomes about that character. Now it's about this guy looking at this building. But if I turned him around, instantly it's about him. So characters looking away from you, key to an environment painting. Oh yeah. Oh, this is looking good. This is going to be awesome. I'm liking that composition. I'm even liking the lighting. I'm gonna fuck it up to make it more my world, but this by itself is very sort of interstellar looking. It's kind of cool. Um, Different world that I'm making, but it looks good. Um, we could go brighter, I guess, and not go quite so dark this time. I don't know though. It'd feel like a different world, so maybe we won't. Like consistency is important, but let's see how we doing. Oh, that's doing pretty damn good there. We'll just cover all of that area there. Yep. And lights. This is why you start doing new worlds after all, is because if you're doing something for concept art, it becomes like, oh, I got to do, like, I need to make it consistent. So you start on with a new world because you can do something else then. Um, I know I'm speaking of new world, I'm getting psyched. I kind of have my idea for the next colony, and I think it's going to be cool. Um, or planet. I'm not sure it's even going to be colony. I think it's going to have a lot more um, people than the last one did. Yeah, Rama, it does seem obvious. Like I always feel dumb saying shit like that. It's like, and remember to eat your food, brush your teeth. But no, like it really does make a huge difference in how people respond to your scene. And because we're so used to seeing photographs with people looking at us, we tend to replicate that in our scenes if we're not thinking about it. Um, Yeah, I could just keep it for myself, but I also can just make it look cool this way too, which is what I think I'm going to try and do. Um, oh, that light is dark. Oh, right, we're in the unadjusted. We're in the unadjusted fog, so it's still dark. Oh, again, kind of neat looking. Max of 0.01. That's too low. 0. 0.1 is where we were before. 0.05, and we bring this up, and that up. And we can even make our sun 3. And then it's just a matter of playing with our angle. This is not enough, but I want to go back to 2. Something like that. Oh, that's very much, so it's a little too. Fog should be more than that. Um, have I lost my fog? Okay, no, that's not bad. It's very dark. What have I changed? The sun. Give it more light. Down. I wonder if I can just bring the world back up a bit. Let's give a bit more light that way. That's better. Yeah, that's cool looking. I feel like that's kind of a nice shot. Um, It definitely feels like our world. It's got that kind of blue grody-ness going on that we've been going with. Let's find another one. A new camera. Um, These are same person scratching their head. Go that way. And focus on the door. Let's see what we got. Needs to be brighter. 8. That's too bright. Maybe it wasn't too bright. I do think we're gonna want something. I just want to see. Talking to myself, I apologize. No. Just playing with where we put the fog. Good. I think it might have been a little high up before. That's all right. That's looking okay. I'm not really liking that. That looks, I mean, it's fine. It's real, but I don't like the way it looks. So let's just adjust our camera so we don't have to see it, which I think will make for a more appealing shot. That bit of blue there is really distracting, though. So let's just get rid of it. All right, I'm thinking that. It's always fun to move your camera around when you can't see what the atmosphere looks like and then bring it back and be like, what is it? Yeah, that's better. Again, that's a good vibe. Let's save. It's been a while. All right, where are we at? Well, let's do another 2 cameras then. We got time for the last 2, or at least 2 more. I know how I love my incoherent moment. Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's not a tutorial. This is me being like, whatever. Tutorials make sense. I just babble. Like that. Oh, damn it. Well, okay. I think I. That's fine. I just moved. I moved the wrong camera, but the other one's still there, so it's all right. And focus. If I had to worry about being coherent all the time, I'd just be nervous. Atmospheres are key, but again, it's why you need a video card. Because so for me, if I turn off this fog, this thing will render in about 2 minutes. With the fog, it's about 18. So it makes a huge difference, but it's expensive. That's a cool shot. I like that. So we've got up close, that, one more. Um, let's just go to like 35. Now let's show some of that stuff we did. Just because we did it, we might as well, right? Okay, I made all this cool roof stuff that I'm not going to ever show. This is a really detailed environment. I could make a whole bunch of shots on this. but I think that should be interesting. I bet. Let's focus on the windows now. Um, we might need to lower the opacity of the fog for this shot so we can see it better. It tends to, when you render, it tends to be a little less thick looking for some reason. So I might wait and see. And I don't want to change it until I do the other ones because I like it for the other ones. But yeah, so file, save, think. Let's see, what do we think? This one or this one for the thumbnail? Probably this one. Although putting a person in a thumbnail always seems to make people like it more. So that's where I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we'll do that one. That does seem cool. It kind of shows stuff. Um, okay, folks. Well, thanks for everybody for hanging out and talking with me today. It was fun. We're going to do one more for this colony world tomorrow. And then I think we're going to start a new world on Monday. It's going to be vertical is kind of the so I'm kind of thinking something in the order of like 10-kilometer deep chasms into the planet sort of vibe where the only habitable zone is down near the bottom. So it should be neat. And then your terrain differences would happen as you went up in elevation and the temperature changes. So I don't know. Versus a flat planet, it'll be a stratified, layered planet. It's like a cake. Should be a fun place to play with. Anyway, we'll see how that goes next week. No snow for the new world. No, I think the new world is going to be well, desert for part of it and forest for part of it are the two things I'm thinking of. Not jungle either, but like mossy forest. So should be neat. We get to play with geoscatters again. It's been a while. Um, okay, everybody, have a great day. I will see you again later. Thanks again. If you're watching this on as a record, please like and subscribe. Makes me happy. Cool. Okay, folks. Bye bye.